Hey YouTube, how's it going? Another comic book unboxing here. This one I've waited for quite a long time. Interesting, CGC is using different boxes now. This one came by FedEx Brown. So, long story about this one. Oops. I sent this off around April 8th or so, 2021, and today is August 31st, 2022. So about a year and a half. I'm not entirely sure if they lost these and found them because it kind of dropped off of my submissions page, which has an 8-month time frame. So I emailed them and saying like, hey, what happened to these? So long story short, these ones, there's 3 books in here, and this was my first attempt to send for regrading. What happened was these were 3 books that I had in 9.8 blue. I sent them in for signing, and 2 of them came back as 9.6, and then one of them was a Mighty Morphin raw book that was sent in that everyone got 9.8s, but I got a 9.6. Looking at it, looks like a 10. So I sent these back kind of just to try it out and see if miracles do happen. Hopefully I can praise CCS saying like, hey, you guys pressed these and got them from 9.6 to 9.8. What I also did, I'm not sure if CGC would get angry for this, but I included a note and also the original image of the 9.8 blues that was sent in, and hopefully, I don't know, it doesn't piss them off, but hopefully the grader looked at that and gave this a fair grade. So long story short, these were 9.8 blues that look identical before and after they were signed. They went in 9.8 blue, they came back 9.6 signed, and so I sent these in to see if I could get a grade bump. I mean, I don't see why not-ish, hopefully. And yeah, let's see if miracles do happen. I have heard that this happens for people. There have been a few that sent in 9.6s and got assigned, pressed, and it came back 9.8. I've heard of that twice. It's usually the other way around. It goes 9.8 to 9.6 or 9.4. But so here is the Mighty Morphin, remarked by David Sanchez, and he also wrote on here, "Follow your dreams." So again, so this one, it wasn't this was a regrade, but this one went in raw, and everyone else got 9.8s, but I got a 9.6. So miracles do happen. I mean, honestly speaking, I think this is a 10. Both my friend at Crawl Space Collectibles, we both got one, and he looked at this and he was like, dude, man, sorry, I don't know how yours came in 9.6. It looks like a 10. And yeah, I thought the same thing too. So yeah, like super sharp corners. Well, I think the book is almost in worse condition it is now than it would be good. I gotta look back at original images that I took before I sent it back from read. Here was about the only thing, this kind of like this color rub at the back. Otherwise, this book is in mint condition. So yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, so honestly speaking, maybe they do regrade all the time. This one, like I just sent that one in. I didn't have a copy of the 9.8 blue because it was raw, but I just thought that one looked like a 10 to me. Now, in hindsight, well, I don't know, I gotta look back at photos, but looking at this now, I think it's a solid 9.8. So anyways, so good start. I don't think I'm gonna have that strict for all of them. I will be damned if I do, but this is a beautiful one. This is a cool comic. This is the this is something to do with the black suit. Let me look. First black suit costume and title, and glare, nice black hardcover. Al Milgram signed this, and this was identical. It was a 9.8 blue, came back 9.6 signed. So yeah, I figured I wouldn't be so lucky. I still think this is a 9.8. Unless there's something inside that I can't see. Which actually, no. Sorry, unless there's, oh, there's spine tick here. Unless there's something inside that was damaged. So there is a spine tick here, color breaking. Spine tick, as you see. Yeah. So that's kind of unfortunate. So, I mean, I agree. That is a 9.6 with that here. Was that there before? I need to check my photos, but I'm not sure. But as it is with, I think CGC is grading a lot harder now. So I do believe that's a 9.6. So this was a royal waste of money. I mean, when I gotta check, but to my understanding, I don't think I had that spine together, because otherwise I wouldn't have sent it in. Or maybe I overlooked it. I'm not too sure. Also, when I sent this in back in April 2021, I saw a lot less slabs, so maybe I was just like, oh, why isn't this a 9.8? I'm not sure. As of today, I do believe that's a 9.6. So that's fairly graded, which sucks. Wasted a lot of money. Send that in. Shipping to CGC, regrading, press, and shipping back. I do live in Canada, so it's quite expensive for all the shipping fees. So last one here. This is a ROM 31, second appearance of Rogue. Debatable which second, because I think she has two, and I think this is the first or second cover appearance of her. It ties for that Uncanny X-Men one. Anyways, I really hope this is a 9.8. I do remember there was an ever so slight. Ooh, I don't think it's gonna be 9.8. Yeah, I remember there was a ever so slight ding here. Yeah, you can see that on the camera. So it's gonna be a 9.6. Yep. So that sucks. I mean, this presents very, very, very well. Yeah, that's the only thing here. Well, that sucks, because this was a 9.8 blue, sent it in for L milligram signing, came back as a 9.6, and this was kind of like my first grade drop batch, where I had the other Spectacular Spider-Man, the first appearance of Cloak and Dagger, that dropped from a 9.8 to a 9.2 because it was ripped. And then this one went from 9.8 to 9.6, which sucks because this is a very hard book to find. Very hard to find in 9.8 as well. And yeah, I think it's a pretty cool cover with Mystique and all the Brotherhood of Mutants and ROM. And there's Rogue here on the side. So I'm very sad. I basically wasted money. At least I did get one little gleam of happiness, I guess, of this one. So I'm happy with that, because this was a 9.6. And now it's come back as a 9th, so maybe it was worth it overall. A year and a half wait. I do have a few other books that were 9.8s before, and they came back 9.6s, because this was kind of an experiment that I wanted. I know with blues, you just crack and resubmit, no big deal. And CGC will never know. This is why also the census is like 9.6s and like those grades. It's like heavily skewed, because there's so many that are not actually that great, because people crack and resubmit. I've done it before as well. But when it's signed, what happens is the old one, that the 9.6 that I sent in here that's signed, is no longer in the census, because they take that off. Because if you crack this and send it in, you'll get a green label. So this is a yellow label. To retain the yellow label, they have to do it, which is good and bad. It's good because then the sign signature census is very accurate for 9.8s and 9.6s. Yeah, so my experiment was, if I send in a slabbed graded thing, will I have a chance of it getting a 9.8? And the answer is yes, there is a chance, but for the most part, no. Unless it really is like a 10, don't bother, is kind of like the conclusion. Like this one, I believe, is it's basically a 9.9, but 10 is the new 9.8. This corner is not perfect. I'd say this is a 9.8 though, to tell you the truth. No spine ticks at all. Super clean book. This definitely deserves a 9.8. No question about it, and I'm glad CGC gave it a 9.8. These ones here, I was probably lucky when I bought this. Sorry, whoever sent it in to get the 9.8 blue was lucky and got those blues. This is probably a 9.6 in this day and age. So yeah, guys, make sure when you're buying 9.8 blues, if you do ever have the intent of getting them signed, or even if you're buying a signature book and think of adding a signature, make sure to look at the spine, look at the corners, because if it's not a 10, you're not going to get it back in the 9.8. And you still run the risk of it potentially getting damaged in the whole process of CCS, pressing it, people reslabbing it, people cracking and reslabbing. The grader might damage it. I don't know. Sometimes I also think when the grader grades it, and then they've given it the grade, and then it goes through for slabbing. At that point, any damage for the most part can happen, and you'll still get that grade. So if you want to pick a place to get damaged, this is all just kind of theoretical. That's the only window. Anyways, who cares? Regardless of which, cool, happy with that. Was that worth it? Probably not. I don't think, like Mighty Morphin 4, this is not really, I don't think it's a key book, but I was just like bummed out when I got this back as a 9.6 because I believe it was like a definite solid 9.8. These ones I sent kind of to pray for a grade bump. Didn't happen. Very sad about that. This is basically recycled paper, and this is recycled paper now as well. I'm joking. It's not that bad, but they're worth maybe like 30% of what they should have been if I kept them as a 9.8 blue. So my blunder, live and learn. Learn from my mistake, guys. Do not think twice before sending in a 9.8 blue to sign, unless you're okay with a grade drop, which no one is. And otherwise, unless it looks like mint as a 9.8 blue, don't send it in. It's just not worth the headache. Yeah, awesome. Okay, cool. Thanks for watching, guys. Talk soon. Bye.